So how many of you have those names, those three people, looking at those, great listeners, they're liked by you, trusted by you, respected by you? Put up your hand and say yes. Yes. So if you want to be liked, trust, and respect, what do you have to do? Be a good listener. Be a good listener. I would say that listening to the other person's emotions may be the most important thing I've learned in 20 years of business. We are not taught how to listen as an entrepreneur. And I don't mean in school. Think back, when we're in school, the professor is lecturing and we're sitting down and we're listening. I'm not talking about that kind of listening. You know how it is, the professor's talking, you're kind of daydreaming about other things? Okay? That's called passive listening. Okay, it's not getting through in your head. I'm talking active listening. What kind of listening? Active listening. Listening, one of the most valuable skills when it comes to communication. Communication is not talking. Communication is not talking. So look at the Chinese word, listen, which is pretty profound. A lot of wisdom in this. You have the Chinese word listen. Ear, you, eyes mean eye contact. The horizontal line, undivided attention, and means your heart. That's pretty profound. No? Damn Chinese got some wisdom. Thousands of years ago. Yeah. Listen with your ears, you, eye contact, undivided attention, goes in your heart. Listen from your heart. Listen from your heart. Of all the skills of leadership, listening is the most valuable and one of the least understood, which I totally agree. Most captains of industry listen only sometimes. How often? Sometimes. And they remain ordinary leaders. But a few leaders, the great ones, never stop listening. Never stop what? Listening. Never stop what? Listening. That's how they get word before anyone else of unseen problems and opportunities. How often you listen to your team? How often you listen to your customers? Yes, Hassan?
Isn't there like an 80-20 rule, which is like 80% listening and 20% talking?
Yeah, 80-20, but you could be, the ratio is very easy. You have how many mouths?
One.
How many ears? That's the ratio. Listen twice as much as you talk. It's pretty simple to remember. Whatever you believe in, that's why God gives us 2 ears, not one. Otherwise, we have 2 mouths, right? That would be way too much. That would be like eating here and talking here at the same time. That is just weird. I can picture that. Anyway. How many got the idea? Yeah. Listening. But how do you listen? So let's play another game. So this time, same partner A and partner B, that we just played the little boys game with. Okay, keep the same partner. And here's what I want you to do. So partner A, I want you to remain seated. Okay, partner A, remain seated. Partner B, I want you to stand up. Okay. Partner B, I want you to stand up. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to go outside of the room. Okay, go outside of the room. I'll come out in a moment, but I just want to go outside of the room. Just be. A, stay. Just be. B, go outside of the room. Okay? And yeah, keep going. And Jenny, help me close the door so they can't hear what I said, okay? What I'm saying. Now turn off my mic. Okay. You can hear me okay? Okay, can you hear me okay? Let me double check. Can you close the door?
Stop listening.
There's so many people.
Yeah, close the door. Yeah. Just smack the face of listening, okay? There we go. Okay. So, God, you can hear me okay? You hear me okay? Yeah, okay. This is what I want you to do. In a moment, they're going to come back in here. I'm going to ask them to share a life-changing story, something that impacts their lives. I want you to be a horrible listener. Here's what I want you to do. Okay, listen. So let's say, Daryl, you're sharing with me. You purposely, you're like doing your stuff and doing your phone, and like you're sharing your heartfelt story. You're like, okay. I want to do it intentionally. Okay, do it intentionally. And as they get more into it, you're like you're just totally not interested. Now, but wait till I'll give you a signal. I'll say the word continue. Okay, continue. You will make a shift, and you'll be the best listener that you could be. So from this state, you're like, oh, fuck, man. I say continue, you're like, you're listening. Like, this is the most important person in your fucking life. You got it? Okay, so they talk. I say continue, and you switch. You guys all got it? Okay. Make sure a terrible listener, first half, and then great listener to the second half. Okay? All got it? All got it? Okay, wait. Okay. Shh. Can you guys all hear me okay in the back? Yes. Okay, so in a moment, when you go in, can you think a little bit, but I want you to share a moment in your life that is, you could call the life-changing moment. Something that's so heartfelt, something so important to you. Could be your childhood, could be something that happened recently. Doesn't really matter. But something very important, like important story that you want to share.
Negative or positive?
And they're going to ignore it.
Positive,
right?
positive.
Negative.
Positive. You guys all got it? You guys all got it? Yeah, okay. So think it through. I'll give you 30 seconds. Just think about it. Okay, then we'll open the door and then you can find your partner.
That's true.
Okay?
Yeah, what do you think of that?
So think it through. Okay, David, turn on my mic. You guys ready? Okay, if you're ready, say I'm ready. Okay. You guys ready? Okay, come on in. Okay. All right. So find your partner. Yeah, just find your partner. Yeah, just find your partner. Yeah, find your partner. Run towards your partner, please. Find your partner. Go for it. Yeah, find your partner. Don't start until I say start. Just go find your partner. Yeah, do not start until I say start. Okay. Yep, just find your partner. Go find your partner. Don't start yet, just find your partner. Don't start yet, just find your partner. Come on, faster. Yeah. Yeah, find your partner? Good. Okay. So, ready? Okay. Go for it. Share your story. Continue. 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 Okay, 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Thirty seconds. Ten seconds. 10 seconds. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, stop. Shh. Give your partner a high five and say thank you for being part of my learning. So, let's debrief. Have a seat. So, what have you learned? What have you learned? Almost got punched. Again, I'm not liable for any, Yes. What have you learned? What is it? It's good.
Actually, are you listening? You actually feel better about yourself compared to like me. I was like talking on the phone. I was like,
Also, when you're active listening, you feel better about yourself. How many of you feel pretty damn bad when you're like, you're trying not to listen? You feel like, okay. By the way, okay. Partner B, listen, here's the instruction I gave to partner A. I said purposely the first half, be a terrible listener. Okay? When they hear my cue, which is continue, they will switch to being a great listener. Now, partner B, let me ask you a question. From the first half versus the second half after they continue, do you feel the difference? Yes or no? Yes. Okay. Now, when they're being a terrible listener, how did that make you feel? Yeah, the answer. Shit, yes. Yes? Disrespected, yes. How many of you felt disrespected? No. How many of you felt they don't care? How many of you think they're just an ass? Okay. Now, after I say continue, You make the switch, they make the switch. Now, how did that make you feel? Better, yes. More connection, yes. Distrustful.
Yeah.
Now, there's a big lesson. Shh. So the first half, not a good listener. You make the switch. Now it's like, I don't trust you no more. You only get one shot. And we're talking a 5-minute conversation. You've lost the trust completely in 5 minutes. That's it. You're done. So now even though you're like paying attention, undivided attention, they're like, something fishy is going on here. What is going on here? Okay. Now it's very difficult to get from this point back to that point. You got to work so much harder to earn back the trust. So much harder. Okay, what else have you learned? Yes. What else have you learned? Ken.
I found that I involuntarily, when I was paying full attention to the person, that I started to like them.
Ah, okay. When you're paying more attention to the person, you like them more.
Well, there was some relationship going on.
Some relationship going on. I'm not going to ask what relationship. Way too much information for me. Way too much information. What else have you learned? Yes.
Earl, when I was actually really listening to him, his body language changed.
What changed in his body language?
He was just sitting up taller.
He's more excited, yes?
Yeah, he's more excited.
Okay. Or what difference did you sense? Yes, when you're sharing a story.
Active listening. The difference I sensed was just I felt better connection, felt more understood.
More understood, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It actually pulled more ideas out of me because like then I ran out of stories for a while and oh shit, what am I talking about?
Please write this down. Write this down. People don't buy because they understand what you sell. People buy because they feel understood. People don't buy from you because they understand what you sell. They buy from you because they feel understood. They don't buy because they understand your features and benefits and this and that. No, they buy because they feel understood. And the only way to get to that kind of trust is by listening. Finding out their needs, finding out their wants, asking questions. One more lesson. What have you learned? I think there was hand. Yes, Andre.
Two-parter. First part is that when I wasn't listening, I don't remember anything I heard.
Oh, when you weren't listening, you couldn't remember, okay?
And the second part about it is that, so my partner D ran out of stories like 5 times in the first half, and then he just couldn't stop her in the second half.
Was your part? Was your?
I have to just keep telling her in the first part, just keep going, and like, I'm not interested in that. Yeah, keep going, and wait for you to say continue.
Uh-huh.
Right?
How many of you, when you're doing the first half, you couldn't wait till I say continue? You're like, come on, man, I can't take this any longer. This is tough. And when I say, how many of you felt when I say continue, you're like, ah, oh, I felt that, yeah? Yeah, you're like, okay, now I can do it.
10 times your finances, 10 times your business, 10 times your marketing, 10 times your life. Hit the subscribe button now.